What is up? Brian Fisher, and welcome to episode number 95 of Just Tap Tasting, where we taste some beers here at the Wilkie that we've just tapped, and we've got an OG player in the game, been killing the game for a long time, defining the game for a lot of people. They've set the charge forward in craft beer, and I've been waving the craft beer flag. There's been some changes, there's been some serious growth along the way, but man, I'm just so excited for them and what they're doing, and I think they'll always be, you know, a big time player in this craft beer business, regardless of how you feel. Let me know in the comments below. This is Lagunitas High West-ified. So a really specialty, like one-off beer from them. I think this is the first time they've ever done this particular beer. It was released December 2016 into January 2017. So limited release, and just a little bit came out in that period of time. Very little of it came to New York here as far as my understanding goes. And what it is it's an Imperial coffee stout that is barrel aged in whiskey barrels. But where it becomes even much more special is when you start to, you know, barrel aging is all the rage these days, right? Yeah. Have you had one? It's good. And it's often done with, you know, there's so many, whiskey is so popular right now. Whiskey is so popular that there's so many extra barrels because, just sidebar real quick, we know that there's a bunch of rules behind bourbon. And one of the rules, we won't get into all of them on the show, we'll save that for Wilkie Nipping, another show that's coming soon. More about that soon, but one of the rules is every time bourbon is made, it's law that they have to use a new American oak barrel. So that means they can't reuse the barrel. Some other distilleries like Ireland and Irish Distilling and Scottish, they can use used barrels, and in fact they do. Well, so can breweries. And so often, like in the case with beers that are barrel aged, they're using used whiskey barrels, obviously, because that's what makes it a whiskey barrel, not just a barrel. But also, you know, they may be using, you know, Heaven Hill barrels. Now, Heaven Hill's great juice, but just like baseline Heaven Hill, you know, the flavor isn't like magical or mind blowing. You know, it's $20 a bottle versus like $60. But what makes this special is this is the High West-ified, and they High West-ified it because they used High West whiskey, which is a distillery in Utah. Now, they haven't been in the game that long. I can't, you know, maybe the last 10, like less than 10 years for sure. But their blending game is real strong. They're making really great stuff. Their rye is awesome, and that's the barrel that this beer went in. So an Imperial coffee stout with coffee from Metropolis, which is a coffee roaster in Chicago. And then so it's brewed Imperial Stout, and then it's put into a High West rye barrel for 17 months, which is a solid amount of time. That's another thing with barrel aging beers. You know, sometimes they're only putting it in for 3 to 6 months. 17 months is a huge investment in time, and it's a huge investment in flavor. And I believe it's really going to show up in a lot of different ways. Color-wise, real simple, motor oil black. Nose is next. Sweet, rich, creamy, like put maple syrup in some espresso, give it a little stir with a small demi-tasse spoon, real dainty, and that's what this smells like. Hope you followed all that, I'm sorry. I'm just really pumped about this beer. I'm gonna taste it now. That's what time it is. It's time to taste. Just Tap Tasting. Wow. Rich, delicious. Rich. It's just so good. So good. 12.2% alcohol. The coffee's there, you get the sweetness, and you get like a spicy rye flavor. I mean, the alcohol and like barrel aging is showing through. This just tastes like a barrel aged beer. You know, one of the ones that many people are familiar with is Bourbon County Stout. which is the father of barrel aging beers. That was Goose Island. They're in Chicago. The cool thing is now these guys are in Chicago. They're using a Chicago coffee company. They're using a Utah whiskey distillery with a California-based brewery with their brewery in Chicago. This is just, the whole country's coming together, folks, and making really delicious beer. This is the High West-ified. I'm not really gonna say, you just really gotta come experience this. This beer is complex. You really gotta come in and experience it for yourself. And now's the time. Now is the time to get High West-ified. Question of the day. Going totally off topic because outside my window is dictating this question. When you gotta ship something, do you go to UPS or FedEx? Let me know in the comments below. This is a very serious question, and share this video to the masses. We're gonna use beer as a way to find out what the brand equity is around UPS and FedEx. I wanna know, let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear about how you ship your beer to your friends all around the country, or anything, you know? Is it the world delivered? The world on time? What can Brown do for you? I might have said like 3 UPS things, so you can tell where I lie. But I'm not sure. Let me know. Jump in those comments below. I'll be right there with you, and I'll also be here at the bar. Let's drink together. We'll see you guys soon. That episode was straight fire.